Malolele, kia ora, my name is Sunia. I am 39 years old, born and raised in Meneriwa. I'm one of 8 children, and so I'm a father. I'm married to Stacey Ann, and I have 4 children of my own. As I said before, I am born and raised in Meneriwa. I've been here for 39 years, and so I've seen a lot of change happen in Meneriwa. But I want to tell you my story about how I got connected with New Foundations Trust. You see, I was studying a Bachelor of Sports Management at Unitec, and so I had these big dreams and aspirations of becoming some CEO for some sport organisation. But then at the end of my 3rd year, just before I graduated, I had a conversation with Sue Dickens, who is the General Manager of New Foundations. And so we had a chat over lunch at McDonald's, and she convinced me to come on board. Now you got to understand that the pay wasn't really there, and I just graduated and I had some, again, big ambitions to earn a lot of money, but something in my heart just was kind of leaning or being pulled in that direction around mentoring. And so I started out that year after I graduated with New Foundations Trust, and from the moment I started, I knew I was home. I knew I was to stay with this trust and to offer my skills, my experiences. And so I've had a number of years working for New Foundations Trust, and just the lives that we've been able to touch, the stories that we hear from young people who today, some of them are fathers, some of them are business owners, some of them are in the marketplace right now doing great things. And so I've been with New Foundations for almost 8 years. And so, I've just had this great opportunity to work with young men in our community because my background was that I come from a broken home. I knew what it was like to be without a father who was absent, constantly working. And so I had to learn things on the fly as I was growing up as a teenager. And so that kind of meant that I was kind of drawn into the world of drugs and alcohol and gang life, and I was making some really poor choices. But little did I know that these experiences that I was going to have as a teenager were going to really pay off later in life. And so I come into New Foundations Trust with that wealth of experience, being able to help young men overcome this whole poverty mindset, to overcome fear, to overcome addiction that they may be facing in their lives. And again, just some of the stories I've been able to listen to, but also to be a part of, seeing young men just shake those things off. And I remember one story. I had a group of young students from a school, Waimahi Intermediate, and it was a group of young men that I was able to take away to Tauranga. And we just had some great times there, just really connecting, but also just discovering who we are as young men. And so we were able to build some deep connections with these young boys who were first part of our bridge program, but then became part of this group of boys that I was able to take away to Tauranga and really just do life together. And so right now they're year 12, they're almost graduating high school, and they're making some really good choices as they're moving on towards the big wide world. And so it's just been a real privilege to be a part of these young men's lives and just being able to see some of the major changes that they've been making. I mean, they've come from a lifestyle of drugs, of alcohol, of peer pressure, of social pressure, to now being confident, motivated learners of life. So they're able to actually go out into the workforce and make some really good choices. And so for me, that's one of the major reasons why I work for NFT, New Foundations. It's just been a real joy. And again, it gives me purpose, it gives me meaning. I must say that over the years, there's been plenty of opportunities for me to go elsewhere, but again, my heart is so invested in New Foundations. It's a place where I call home. And today, I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to work with many schools in our area, in Meneriwa, intermediates, high schools, primary schools, and just being able to impact young people's lives. Over time, things change, culture changes, but the problems are still the same. And so I've been able to use my experience, the life lessons that I've learned to be able to impart into these young boys' lives. And so that is why I work for New Foundations. It's not just a job for me, it's purpose for me. And so I would love to continue doing what I do. And again, I thank you for partnering with us, because you enable us to go into the community to do what we need to do in Meneriwa to just break this addiction, this cycle of poverty of young men's lives. So thank you again for partnering with us.